Greetings. Welcome to today's lesson on markups and discounts. In our previous lesson, we talked about percent change, so we were really focused on just finding the percent of things going up or down. Now we're going to put it into some context, specifically in the world of retail. So when you go to the store and you go to buy something, a lot of things have happened to the product that you're buying. People have made money all along the way. When you go to buy it, it's not like that shirt was pre-built. You went there and somebody had to grow the cotton to make into a shirt. So somebody grew the cotton and they sold it. That person made money by selling their cotton to the shirt manufacturer. They manufactured a shirt and they bought the cotton and they turned it into a shirt, and then they sold the shirt. Now they maybe didn't sell it to you because it wasn't white. It wouldn't all cotton is white. It wouldn't be all white shirts. Maybe they had to dye it. Maybe they wanted to put a logo on it. Maybe they wanted it to say something. Maybe they wanted to sell it to a company like Comic-Con or something. And all along the way, every time somebody got a hold of it, they made some money. Somebody shipped it. Somebody dyed it. Somebody logoed it. And then eventually you bought it, and all those people made money off that final sort of sale. That money provided people, that person could then buy another shirt and put another logo on it, and and so on and so forth. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and what we call those is markups. That's when somebody, they may grow the cotton, and it might cost them $1 to grow a bale of cotton. But they're not going to sell it to you for $1 because then they don't make any money. That would mean they're working for free if they sold it to you for what it cost them to make it. So they're going to sell it to you for maybe $2, maybe $2.50. Because that way they're making money, and that incentivizes them. It gives them a reason to grow more of it because they're making a living. They're making a profit. Maybe they're making better than a living, making a good living. Okay, and then that person, why would they make a shirt? Well, not just because they feel like making shirts for people, it's because people are willing to pay them to make shirts, and so on and so forth. And that's how this economy is set up. But all along the way, it's marked up. Okay, so if you think about it, it might be this shirt might have cost $1 to grow the materials. But obviously down the line, it costs more than that because somebody had to weave it into this. Somebody had to put this logo on it and this logo on it and so on and so forth. And they had to ship it. Somebody had to deliver it. And, all those people marked it up from what they were paying for it. Okay. And that's where, when you see a price and you think, God, that seems really high sometimes, it's because so many people were involved in its final destination. Okay, I mean, that's why, you go to those farmers markets, you're getting it right from the guy who grew it. That's why you can get usually some good prices, because they didn't have to send it to 6 other people. It didn't have to go down the line. You're going right to the source. Okay, and then the other aspect, of course, is discounts. You see them all the time. Some stores have sales, some stores have coupons, sometimes it's incentives. So if you buy more things, the shipping's free from online purchases and all kinds of things. So we're going to talk a little bit about markups and discounts here today because it's such a big part of our world. Okay, we are a very consumerist group of people, and we buy and sell hundreds of thousands of things a month. Individuals do that much. It's amazing. You'd be surprised when you start looking at how many things you buy in a month. Okay, including things like electricity. So here we go. Let's take a look at a problem. It says a store buys a shirt at a wholesale price of $13.50 and sells it for $24.95. And I apologize if it gets a little small there at the bottom. This may require you to pause the video and enlarge, just so you can see the notes a little more clearly. But I'll be reading everything you see there, so it's not like it's going to go unmentioned. Well, this kind of reminds us what we just did in our last lesson, which was just a percent increase or a percent decrease, percent of change. But here we have a very specific title because we're dealing with money now, and that is the idea of a markup. We marked it up. They bought it for $13.50, and they're going to sell it to you for $24.95. Okay. That's how they're going to make a profit. And they need to make that on every shirt, because not only does that money, it's not like, hey, I just made some money on this shirt. I have to make enough money on the shirt to pay for the rent on the building that I'm in. I have to make enough money on the shirt to pay for the electricity to turn on all the lights and the phones and the computers for scanning. I have to make enough money to pay for all my employees and their insurances, and I have to make enough money that I make some money if it's my store. So it's amazing, you start to think, wow, buying this shirt isn't just one person making some money. It's all these things have to be taken into consideration. And that's why they have to sell not just one shirt. I mean, you go into Kohl's or Target or something, they're not buying and selling one shirt. They're buying and selling thousands of items. Okay, shirts, pants, if you're going to Target, they're selling food and pharmaceuticals and DVDs and toys and sodas and you name it. So they sell a lot of different things, because after they sell all those things, they have to pay for all the things that I just mentioned. So they're going to mark it up. But before we can find the percent of a markup or a discount, we need to find the amount of the markup. Okay, just like we did before, we needed the amount of the change. Now we're being specific. We need the amount of the markup or the discount, depending on which way we're going. We'll see one of each. Here's a markup, here's a discount. But we need to see both. We need the amount of the change is still the relevant thing. And again, nicely, because it's always going to be big number minus small number is the amount. How much did it change? We'll worry about direction in a second. How much did it change? Now, I'm going to use some terminology that we should familiarize ourselves with whenever we're talking about buying and selling products. We have an original price. That's what we're selling it for. You come into the store and you're buying it for $24.95. That's the original price. The wholesale price, that's what they bought it for. After somebody bought the cotton, turned it into a shirt, they bought that shirt for $13.50. That's the wholesale price. Okay. By the way, you don't pay taxes on wholesale prices. Wholesale prices are because they assume that they're going to sell it down the line to the retailer, the retail price. That's when they pay tax. That's when you pay sales tax. That's collected depending on where you are in the nation. Sales tax is different all over the place, but only the final consumer ever pays sales tax, because everybody else doesn't. And that's going to get us our amount of markup. So again, $24.95 minus $13.50 is $11.45. Now we can set up the same proportion that we had in the last one for percent change. The amount of the change, in this case the amount of the markup, is divided by the starting number, wherever we started. Did we mark it up? Did we mark it down? And then obviously, if we're marking it up, we're starting low and going high. If we're discounting it, we're starting high and going low. That's that amount of change. So we set it up, we cross multiply, so 1,145 equals 13.50x divided by 13.50. And we didn't get an exact number. I didn't want to be too critical here, so we got approximately 85%. So that's what they're marking it up. They're marking it up approximately 85%. Now you may find that at some places, every item has a different markup, and that's weird. I used to own my own business, and pretty much everything got the same markup. Was about 100%. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Meaning, if I bought it for $10, I sold it for 20. That's 100% markup. I marked it up another $10. Started at 10, I marked it up 10. That's the breakdown. And so and sometimes that depends on whether the items are expensive, whether the items are cheap, and so on. Meaning, like, percent markups on cars is very low, because even a small markup can represent thousands of dollars. And, if you're making thousands of dollars, you don't have to make huge percentages. While if you're buying and selling chewing gum, even though the percent markup may need to be high, because you need to sell a lot of it to make enough money to care. So those, again, percents make a big difference. And it also matters what we're talking about. Where did are we talking about big numbers going up a little bit? Or are we talking about small numbers going up a lot? Okay, for markups and discounts, could make a huge difference. Okay. Now, again, I'm not sure how much of that you can read. I know it gets kind of small down in here, but we'll again, if you need to pause it and make it big, we can do that. If you have to ask me when you see me. Okay, so here we go. This is one I always like, because again, this is something that actually hits me. Okay, it says you have a coupon for 30% off of the regular price. However, the store is having a sale and of its own, and the item you want is on sale is on sale. The original price is 45 bucks and the sale price is $36. Which is the better deal, the sale or the coupon? Now, I've dealt with this many times. The most simple is if I go to a bookstore, for example, if I go to Barnes and Noble, I have a little card that says I'm a teacher, and they go, hey, we love teachers at bookstores, so we give you a permanent discount no matter what. Now, it's always, for them, it's always off the original price. So if they're having a sale, you don't get the discount on the sale, but you do always get a discount. So sometimes you want to know which one's the better deal. You might want to say, hey, I see you're having a sale, I'm going to take your sale price. Or sometimes you go, hey, you're having a little sale, I'm going to use my little card that says you love me because I'm a teacher, and therefore you're going to give me a better price than this one. So let's do that. Okay, it says in order to compare the two offers, we can either use our discount coupon and figure out the amount of the discount, or use the sale price and find the percent of the discount. So we have two possibilities. Which one's the better deal? So we can either use the percent, we can use the coupon to find out what their sale price would be with the coupon, or we can use the sale price to figure out what their percent would be off, and then compare them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do both. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do both because we want to be able to see which way would, some people really would rather look at it one way than another. So here we can see that if we use the coupon says is the sale price is equal to the retail price minus the discount. Well, we need to figure out how much they're going to take off. We know we have a 30%, but how much is that? What is that amount? Again, that amount thing keeps coming back up to us. What's the amount of the discount? So we find the discount is 30% of 45, which means if you remember back to a few lessons ago, we can simply turn, because percent, we can turn it into a decimal. Of means to multiply of 45, and that gets us $13.50 off. And we can subtract, so now the price we would pay with the coupon would be $45 minus the discount with the coupon of $13.50, which would be $31.50. Now you can see that's going to be better than their $36. So even though they're having a sale, you'd still go, you know what, I'd rather use the coupon, it's even cheaper. Okay? And that's something that you may have to do, you may want to do. Okay? Now obviously I didn't need to do it over here, but I want to. I want to show you that this is not the only way that we had to solve this problem. And that's another thing about problem solving that you're going to encounter, especially in the real world, is there's not only one way to do it. Okay? Sometimes, how do you want to approach it? Which way do you see it? Do you want to see what's the final price and then just compare their final prices? Or maybe you just figure out what the discount is with, you figure out what the percent discount is with their sale price, and then you can compare that to the coupon and you'll know which one is the better deal. So the retail price minus the sale price gives us the amount of the discount, because again, the amount of the change is so important to us. We get that that's $9. 45 minus 36 is 9. And we could have compared these two numbers, $13.50 and 9. We know which one would you rather take off of the sale price before you buy it. Well, I'd certainly rather have you take off $13.50 rather than 9, so I'd certainly want the one that has, so I want the coupon. So again, I could compare the amount of their discounts. So I could compare their sale prices, one with the coupon and one that's the sale. I can compare the amount that they have been deducted, 9 or $13.50, or I can go ahead and figure out what the percent discount is for their sale. How much did they actually take off with their sale? So I put 9, again, the amount of the discount, in this case, instead of markup, the amount of the discount over the starting number of $45. I reduce that. Anytime I think I can get an easy reduce in there, I'm going to do that. 9 over 45 becomes 1 over 5. I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to get 100 equals 5x. I'm going to divide by 5, and I get 20, which is the discount, 20% off. So I could have done this one as all by itself and just said, I'm going to figure out what the percent discount is. Their sale is currently 20% off. Say, well, I'd rather use the 30% off coupon. I could have said, well, with the 30% off coupon, what will the price be for me? $31.50. Well, that's better than 36. Or, as I pointed out, I could kind of meet in the middle. I could do a little bit of each. I could say, well, this one is $9 off, and 30% of 45 is $13.50 off. I'd rather have the one that's getting me $13.50 off. And this is the kind of thing that really helps you watch your money all the time, all the time, all the time. Okay? when you're determined to buy something, what's the best way to do it? Okay. In this case, the best way was to use the coupon that they sent you in the mail, or maybe you had it on your phone, or who knows. But that was the better way to do it, instead of using the sale that they had. Okay, so this is the kind of thing I always want to recommend for my students. Okay, it's always going to be better if you're going through life paying attention to every little detail of your money, especially money. Okay, buy the things at a better deal. Always look for a better deal if you can find one. Okay, I mean there's so much out there, and you can see if read my shirt, it says knowledge is power, and I'm not kidding about that. Okay, knowing which one is the better deal is really going to help. Are you gonna is it going to make the hugest difference if you save $4.50? No, but if you keep saving $4.50 over and over and over again, yeah, it's going to matter. It's going to make a difference. It's going to give you just that much more money to play with later on. Okay, which is what I've been saying all along. I really want to make sure that you guys see that, and that there are multiple ways to do these problems. Okay, but this one works for percent change, works for percent markups, works for percent discounts, kind of does it all. So how much things changed over where they started equals X over 100. Okay, all right, so I'll be seeing you in class or in office.